All right, good morning, sixth graders. I hope that distance learning is going well for you. Kind of looking online and seeing what's been completed, it looks like you guys are off to a great start. Again, if you guys have any questions or any concerns or things aren't making sense or if it seems like it's taking forever, please make sure that you're reaching out to us teachers so that we can kind of modify and making sure that we are making this as less stressful for you and your family at home. Today, what we are going to be doing is we are going to be working on the story A Long Way Home, which is going to be starting on page 410. So, kind of today's agenda, you guys will have your bell ringer question where you are listing at least 5 things that go along with that brainstorming topic of the day. Then we are going to be looking at A Long Way Home. We're just going to do a quick introduction, look at some vocab. You'll have a couple jumpstart questions to answer before you read, and then you're going to be reading the story. It is a little bit of a longer story, so you have your options of if you want to read it on your own, or you can log into Pearson Online to listen to the story that way. Then you'll have a few questions to answer at the end. So on page 410, we have A Long Way Home. We have 6 vocabulary words. Our first one is deliberate, quest, thorough, obsessive, intensity, and relentlessly. So I have included on here just kind of the pages that those vocabulary words are on. In the story, it does tell you what the definition is along the side of the word. So if you want to take a look at any of those words before you start reading, just to make sure that you are understanding them. If you want to, you can kind of write those words in your book, and then we'll get to the reading part here. So before you read, there's going to be 2 questions that you're going to kind of look at. The first one is, what does it mean to be an explorer? The second question is an explorer someone who goes into unknown territory for the first time? So think of like Lewis and Clark. Or is it someone who embarks on a journey to discover something? So think of maybe if you go out to walk in the woods to find something interesting out there. So kind of the difference between that and kind of what is, in your definition, an explorer. Is it someone that goes into that unknown or someone that is going out to discover something? Then, as you read the story, these are a few things to look for and think about as you are reading. So you're going to kind of want to notice what is Beerley looking for and how is he conducting his search. So those are going to be some important things to kind of either highlight or underline or kind of take note of as you are reading. You're going to want to find some of those main ideas. What are the details that he is using to describe his journey? Any important passages or quotes that stick out to you as you read would be good things to mark up that you can always go back to refer to later. Then some things that you also want to look at as you're reading is, can you find any similarities from this story to maybe any shows, movies, books that you have seen or read, or any connections that you can make based on your own life? So again, it's a lot of what we've done in class, but now you guys are doing a little bit more of applying it yourself here. Then, to read, again, there's 2 ways that you can do this. You can read it on your own. Again, it starts on page 410, or you can log on to that Pearson Online to access the story. Now, again, for the Pearson Online, if you go to your account, remember that when you log in, it is your first initial, last name, and then at BEAS, and the password is English6. Then when you get in there, you're going to want to browse. You're going to want to click on the Student Edition and open a new window. Once it loads, my computer is deciding to be slow today. Once it loads, in the menu there, you can go along the table of contents. You want to go to Unit 5, and then you can close out of that stuff along the side. We are in the whole class learning, and again, we are reading A Long Way Home. And then once you get into that window, the story will come up and you have the option then to hit the play button and listen and follow along. Or you can listen to it as you're working on something else, that is fine too. Or if you prefer just to read it on your own, you are able to do that too. Once you are done reading, you'll have a couple comprehension questions that you are going to answer. So there are 4 questions and then the summary. And as you can see, there's one really big thing that I want to make sure to stress, that as you are answering your questions, you want to be sure to write in complete sentences. And if you look at the computer screen now, I'm sure I emphasized that a little bit. So then once you are done reading, you will go into your Google Classroom. And I do have those questions in there for you. I have the 2 Jumpstart questions and then the comprehension questions along with the summary. So again, in the directions, it even says to make sure that your answers should be in complete sentences. So that is our lesson today for English, and we will talk to you again tomorrow. Have a great day.